We were.
Look how good she looks. She doesn't have bags under her eyes.
Oh, extra layers of makeup. Don't be fooled, guys.
We're gonna scrape that stuff off in a couple hours. But here's what's really cool. It was so wildly popular. It sold out at 2 o'clock. But here's the scoop. We have the last opportunity for you to finally get this machine. If you haven't seen it yet, we're gonna go through the whole thing. I bought mine at 2:15 this morning.
Yes! I was wondering that. Did you get it?
I got up there and said, I'm no fool. I know how this works. So we have a special this day only. It ends at midnight. I really will tell you, go as fast as you can to finally get what remains of this machine.
It is, and so here's the thing. The this day only, it is a different configuration to what our today's special is, but the good news is we at least have some machines.
Exactly.
We literally have
a handful.
Almost a small miracle to get you some machines, because I understand there's loads of you out there still watching. This machine is not available anywhere else in the world at the moment. So if you want it now, you want the big saving on it, this is kind of the only chance to get it.
This is it.
The actual Gemini itself, Suzanne, I explained this to people, right? We've been selling Geminis. I launched the very first Gemini in this very studio 7 years ago, and I made a really bold claim. I said, I've put all of the pressure you can possibly have in a Gemini machine, in a die cutting machine, into that Gemini. And whether you have our regular Gemini, the Gemini Pro, the Gemini Junior, whatever it is, you've got that pressure. What we've done is we have upgraded all of the features in this machine. So if I just take, I'm just going to send this one through now so that you can actually see the enhancements in the motor, right? So when this goes into the mouth of the machine, what you will notice is this is feeding straight through. You can hardly hear it, Suzanne. It's almost so silent, right? So you've got a faster motor, you've got a quieter motor. We've got an automatic piece where it's going to hold the plates at the end when it passes through. Yep. You've got a full-length optical sensor that runs the full 9 inches of the machine. You've got your integrated storage. It's got these little wings, right? So the machine itself is actually it looks quite small and quite neat.
Yes.
When we open this down, in those wings is all of the storage you could possibly need. And on here is a media stand. So that as you're taking some classes from our Gemini Club, which I'm going to come to teach you about, you can be playing all of your classes and tutorials whilst using the integrated USBs to have this on charge so that the juice for your tablet is coming straight from your Gemini itself. Now, the last enhancement, which is really game-changing, is what we've done to the plates, okay? So as well as upgrading the motor, the gears, the optical sensor, the look and feel of the machine, the materials that we use, the materials in the plates are totally new materials. So if I just take this one here, okay? This outer plate, this is the one that takes the battering, Suzanne. Yep. It has to absorb all of the extra pressure that the machine throws out. Yep. We've now enhanced this, and this new plastic has a 3 times longer life than the material that used to work. And these plates work back to your old machines. Your plates in your old machines are going to work in this machine. Then you've got your multimedia plate, this one here, right? So this is what we use when we die cutting fabric and we're going into leather and things like that. This is the one that really, really takes the hammering. The new enhanced material here is 10 times the shelf life as your other one, okay? Right. So I'll come and I'll be showing you all of this in just a second, but what I want you to understand, you will be paying $329 for the machine when it launches in a few months' time. It's not available anywhere else. Today,
and that's all you get is the machine.
Just the machine, right? The machine is coming today. You get the machine at the reduced price, and we have our club membership. Now, this is really important. The club is $50 to join for everyone else. I have just, in the last hour, pre-registered all of the machines that are now your this day only. Yep. To have your serial numbers, you can see what she's doing. You pop your serial number in, it's on the underneath of the machine. That, when you go to the Gemini website to register for the club, which is all your education, your inspiration, your downloads, your tutorials, your craft-alongs. When you go to do that, it will come up and say, oh yes, we see you bought the this day only from HSN. You are eligible for that $50 credited. So you're not actually paying anything. And let me just show you where that serial number is, because it's on the underneath of your machine with one of the additional features that we haven't spoken about. So your serial number's down here. These are the glide feet. Now, we haven't talked much about the glide feet over the course of today, and it's brilliant to have that opportunity. Look at how this moves around the surface of the table,
great.
right?
Yeah.
So when we are die cutting, and I'm going to get one of these out, Suzanne, now, and I'm going to say, right, let's get some of the cardstock.
Well, and let me explain kind of what's happening, especially if you're, you know, quite frankly, brand new. We also have a really unique auto ship that you can sign up for right now, and there's no way and no how ever you will be able to get the auto ship. And these are these amazing, amazing kits. What you're going to get is if you get the machine itself, your first auto ship comes in June, and we're going to go through them. They're $44.95 plus free shipping and handling, which we love.
Yep.
You get stamps, you get dies, you get matching paper, coordinated pieces. They're a huge, huge value. But everybody last night picked up the auto ship virtually. There's a handful of people who did not, but it's such a smart value, and it's all completely coordinated for you, and it comes to your door. So you'll get this machine, and you have this unique opportunity tonight to still get auto ship.
Yes,
which that's huge.
And we've had to pull a lot of strings to make this happen.
Yes, you did.
A lot of, as in there has been phone calls to the 12 factories to start manufacturing that auto ship, first auto ship right now.
Yep.
Because this is completely exclusive here at HSN. There's those glide feet that we're talking about, okay? You've got them included. You've got the storage built in. You've got all of the plates, those incredible plates. I'm going to show you them in just a second, Suzanne. By the way, I don't know if we've still got any of the plates, but anyone who wants just the plates, we did have a limited number of the plates.
They're super limited, though. You know what, Rocky? If you can check on the plates, there's a junior size, and then there's the regular size. I did have a question last night after I got home at like 3 in the morning. One gal wanted to know, could she use the Pro plates inside this machine?
No, because your Pro plates are 12 inches wide.
Okay.
This is 9 inches.
9 inches, okay, got it.
This is a regular size. You can use your junior plates. You can use all of your Gemini Go plates.
Okay.
So you can use any, the upside plates have completely gone, right? So you can use any of your other Gemini plates into this, as long as they fit in the mouth of that machine.
Oh, perfect.
Right?
And also something else, it is user-friendly. So if you have thin dies or embossing folders, and you've collected them for like 100 years, because we all have tons of them, because we shop HSN and all the great brands, they will work inside the Gemini. So don't worry. If you've got a lot of different brands, you're A-okay. No matter where you shop, as long as they're the thin guys and the embossing folders, they're going to work beautifully. You can just see how amazing that is.
Other die cutting machines that don't have the pressure of a Gemini could never ever cut a die that detailed in like 15 seconds or so, Suzanne. Yeah. But what people really love to see is when I take the demonstration. This is the one that they love. When you
this
see
one's
the
a
leather,
great one.
right?
Yeah, watch this.
So what we're going to do is I'm going to do the same. I'm going to turn and rotate my plates. This is upholstery leather, the thickest leather that you can buy, okay? I'm going on there. I'm going to go with my, this is the special plate, remember, the one that's been enhanced to take that extra pressure. Because it's cutting through leather, we don't need any other plates. We're going to take that top one. Now, it's got the same features as your other Gemini in terms of when you offer this in, if you want, you've got the pause and resume button. So we can press the stop, we can reverse this out. I'm actually busy watching one of Craig's classes at the moment while we're doing our craft on, because you've got that media stand built in. Notice as I'm working with it, Suzanne, I'm just pushing it around the table.
Yeah, it's great.
Right? So whatever type of table, it's got them glide feet on, so that you don't need to worry about getting up and getting round to get it,
That's
right?
true, yeah.
So here is my die cut leather. It cuts through that leather like a hot knife through butter. I then want to take my embossing folder. I don't know if I got a chance to show you this last night, Suzanne. I kind of almost shouldn't be showing you it now because it's a little bit naughty, right? I'm going to use these smaller plates just for speed here, right?
Okay.
Now, if you're doing 3D embossing, guys, the plate combination is your base plate, your frosted and your magnetic, right? What happens if you've never read the instruction manual and you've just gone and guessed it?
Yeah, you're just
and you
throwing
put
it in
these
there.
2 plates and you hope that it's right,
Yeah.
okay?
Fingers crossed.
It's not right, it's too thick. Watch what happens, right? So we offer it into the machine. As soon as it starts to try and take it, it's too thick, so it won't get stuck, it stops. It stops, and then the motor
it shoves it back out.
automatically puts it back out.
Oh, that's awesome.
So if it comes back out the front, you know, oh, man, I should have read the instructions. Or even if you don't want to read the instructions, guys, the first video that I recorded for the club is here is every eventuality that you might want to put through your machine, and what are the plates you do with it.
We were laughing, too. I said, please tell me you did a plate video, because that is honestly one of the biggest questions I get about how do you make, they call the sandwich, is what we're making. So she's done a video for it. All right, here's what we're doing. shipping. Please remember that this day only is available until tonight. That's it. The price will go up, and it doesn't go up like $5. It goes up to $349.95. So it's gonna go up $50 tonight. Remember, what are you getting? You're getting the brand new machine. This is the latest with all the smart upgrades, all the smart features. On top of that, you're getting membership to the club. That's an additional $50 normally to join the club, which they always are adding exclusive content. They're really content heavy and they love to teach. You're gonna love the club. If you want the auto ship, you will get 6 additional shipments in the auto ship starting in June, and it actually ends in April. So June, August, October, December, February, April. This is the only way you can get these kits is by signing up for auto ship and doing that today.
You can.
They have been scrambling to put together these extra kits for us, and so trust me, when these are gone, you have one shot at this auto ship. It will never be sold separately. It's not sold on their website. You will not be able to get this auto ship, but you can get it right now. So your first shipment will be the machine. You'll get all the brand new plates, and you're gonna get the craft group that you're gonna be a member of, the club, right? That's your first shipment, and then in June, you're gonna receive your first auto ship that will follow along throughout the next couple of months.
Now, I'm going to do the fabric. All these demonstrations to them, we've just had no time today to get through, right? This is cutting fabric. Can you see what I'm doing is I've used the smaller plates just because I wanted to explain about that optical sensor. So the optical sensor is built in, and what that does is it means whichever plate, and it doesn't have to be the new plates, you could have the Gemini Junior and be using your Gemini Junior plates. As long as you put plates in, it's the right thickness, the optical sensor triggers and off they go, which is brilliant, right? Look at this. Even cutting through 8 layers of fabric. I mean, it literally cuts the 8th one still like a hot knife through butter. That is absolutely perfect cutting, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm just going to walk you through, for anyone who kind of didn't catch them at the beginning, the features of the new machine. So what makes this machine different to your other Gemini machine, okay? So, first of all, I do want to explain, there's no extra pressure. I want to be really clear about that. So, do you need it if you've got a Gemini machine? No, you really don't. You've got all the pressure in the Gemini machine. It's all of the other stuff. It's all of the upgrades and the technology that has happened in the last 7 years. So, that is, we've got this, it's like this sleek feature. We've put the wings onto it so that what you've got is you've got a platform to work from, but it doesn't take up a lot of space while we're working, okay? You've got the new motor. So, the motor is 21% faster, and it is almost silent. It's so quiet, you're not going to hear it while you're working at it, okay? Those glide feet are fantastic. So they're going to move around any work surface that you've got. You're going to be able to push it around so that at no point will you ever need to get up off your chair. You reach over. Move the machine, not yourself. Life's too short to be getting up and down. Move the machine, okay? You've got that media stand so that if you are doing it in the club, you're going to follow with our craft along tutorials. You're not going to worry about your tablet running out of juice because you've got integrated media ports on the back. So you've got 3 USB ports.
So smart.
You're going to take this. And the reason we've put 3 in, Suzanne, when you actually can only have one of your tablets on at once, is we might just be looking at things that come out in future that plug into the back. I'm not going to say anything more.
You're teasing us.
You will, trust me, you will at some point upgrade and get a Gemini 2. You absolutely will. If it's worth it to be faster, to be quieter, to be sleeker, that full-length optical sensor. So loads of questions we had. Foil press. Does your foil press work in this? Yes, it does. It's got the heat-resistant technology, but not only that is you put the foil press into it, and it's you don't need the extender plate on the top, so it's going to go straight through there. All of the little things like the storage, the plates for me are the ones that really revolutionise this, because that was one of the biggest frustrations people have with our Gemini. So if there's anything the matter with the old plate, it's just there's so much pressure in your Gemini. That pressure has to be absorbed somewhere, and the plates have to absorb it. We've learned so much about the technology of the plates in the last 7 years. So what we've done is we've built all of that technology into these new plates, and I put your full size. I know they've sold out individually, but that's really only for people who aren't going for the machine.
Well, and these are really going to last a long time, and we'll have extra plates in stock eventually again. Now, some people asked too. They said, because I have the original Gemini. It's 7 years old. I have the big guy. It's great. I love it. I love it. And last night, I'm just like you, especially if you have a Gemini. I was at home. I was here going, okay, I don't think I'm going to upgrade. I mean, you know, I was like, no, I've got my old Gemini. By the time we were done with the presentation, I was like, oh my goodness, yes, because the changes and the new capabilities are so dramatically better than the old Gemini. And even the space-saving design, I love, because the old one was much heavier, bulkier to work with. I didn't want to pull it in and out because I don't have a craft room. So those are the reasons that I picked it up. So if you're like me and you're that fence sitter, use our 5 flex pays. It's basically $60 to get it home. Take advantage of our shipping today. With this, I'm so excited because $7 ships all of your craft orders today. So $7, that's all you'll pay all day long to ship all your orders. You can check out 20 times and still you're only gonna spend $7 to ship everything. So I did it at about 2:15 in the morning. I said, yeah, I'm gonna upgrade mine. I'm gonna donate my old one because there's so many brand new features that were not on the older models. So if you're like me and you're a fence sitter, I really hope you'll try that. We still have a great return policy, so no problems there. You can always send it back. But the problem is getting it. Just as a reminder, when this gets to retail, which is weeks and weeks and weeks and months from now, right? You're gonna spend $349, right? So $349. No, wait, I'm sorry, $329, right? $329. So $329, you don't get anything else except the machine and the plates. We bonus in the club, and by the way, that's a lifetime membership. You do not have to pay monthly for it. There are clubs out there where you pay every month. That's included with our configuration. So you're getting all that. So our value, even when it hits retail at $329, is still a much better price and value in combination. And now's the time to get it. And I'm telling you, if you've never had an electronic die cutting embossing machine, you don't know how life-changing it is. It really is amazing going back from the old crank world into electronic.
It's not just the fact that it's amazing, right? Just look at this die that I had here, okay? Let me just get my army bits out and I'll show you what it is. So when we talk about intricate dies, guys, what we're talking about is how many times are you asking that die to cut at once? So you imagine this goes through the rollers. Look at how many cutting points. Now, back in the olden days, Suzanne, when I started crafting and die cutting started, this is what we used to cut.
It's so true.
And all the pressure in the machine went across 2 cutting points. Yep. Now, you've got all the pressure in the machine cutting around about 50 cutting points at once.
Great
now,
point.
if you are trying to cut dies like this, and you find it cuts around the outside, but it gets to the middle and it just leaves it. Watch the difference, right? I take this one, and I'm going through really super thick mirror card here. So I'm really pushing it. I'm gonna put that in there, and all you do is you make up your regular sandwich. So we're gonna go on. We go with our bottom plate, and I cut through the material. You must always cut in to one of the cutting plates. You're going with your clear plate. This is the improved plate, 10 times the shelf life to be able to take and absorb that pressure. Your magnetic, your top plate goes on there, and then you offer it into the machine. Now, the machine has a full 9-inch wide optical sensor, so that whether we offer these in forward or sideways, it's so much more convenient just to offer them in forward, right? The motor automatically engages, it feeds it through. You're just going to push your machine round on your table to basically bring the back of it to wherever it is you're working. Notice it's finished cutting, but it's held them there. It's stopped the motor, but it's got these held. If you've gone off to answer the doorbell or make a cup of tea, how many times have you come back and
the projects everywhere
on the floor?
Yep.
We've all done it, guys. We've all done it, right? But this is what a Gemini does. So when I turn this round and the camera gets really close on that middle bit, there is not a bit that hasn't been cut. Every last cutting bit, 50 cutting pieces, and everyone has been cut. Now, you'll know this. I remember reading a review once on HSN, and the woman said, I bought some of your dies, and they don't work. They don't work. And then when I get to the bottom of it, she's using them in a manual machine, and I said, no, love, they won't work. Because there's not enough pressure.
Right.
A lot of the dies that we bring out, that other companies bring out, you need the pressure that comes in a Gemini machine. This is why we ended up doing a machine, because you couldn't cut them with it. Just you had other types of machines, they just couldn't physically cut them. Right. They cut all of these bits, and I can get me a little pokey tool out from here. All these extra bits, look at how fabulous they release out of there. This is what you can only dream of doing if you have a manual machine.
That's a great point. That's a really very good point.
You just wouldn't be able to do it.
No, it just wouldn't work. And then you're trying to do more layers and trying to make more pressure on it. You don't have to worry about any of that. And again, why is this so exciting? Well, it is the world launch. It's not available anywhere else. No one ever will have this configuration. No one will ever have this price. And all of it ends tonight at midnight. I know Sarah's got another show coming up tonight with Adam. And then when we hit midnight, even this deal is over. So you want to take advantage of the this day onlys while they're still in stock and available. Now, if you just want the machine and that's it, you do not want the auto ship, I actually have maybe 40 opportunities just to get the machine, which also gives you access to the club. So you do have your option of club membership with the machine at $299.95. If you want to add the auto ship, that ships for free and it's $44 and some change, and you're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 additional shipments of this amazing paper crafting kit. That includes dies, there's stamps inside there, coordinated paper.
It's about $80 every time.
That's
so if
great.
You see here, I'll show you the auto ship graphics again, guys, so that you understand exactly what's coming in, okay? So every 2 months, you'll get a new signature collection with $80 worth of papers, of coordinates, of dies, of stamps, of stencils, of embossing folders, of die and stamp sets, and because you're in the club, you are going to do all of the educational classes that use exactly what's in the auto ship. Now, we didn't think we were going to be able to do this. We honestly thought when we managed to scramble together a this day only, we thought we'll just be able to get you the machine and we can give you that club access. I literally had to have my people in the UK running the Gemini Club website come back into the office and reset up all of your serial numbers against this so that you get the club access, right, for the this day only. What we are doing is we're having extra versions of the auto ship made and flown in as an emergency so that you still get all 6 parts of the auto ship that we're offering with the Today Special. Right. For a lot of people, this has been the clincher because this is completely exclusive here at HSN. The designs are gorgeous. There's $80 worth every time and you're only paying $45. So it's essentially like you're paying for about half of it and the rest of it's coming completely as a bonus. Right. You still get to get that program. Yep. Even though the Today Special sold out, you don't have to miss out on the program.
And if you want to slow it down, speed it up, skip one of these, you totally can. You have complete control of your auto ship. You're not trapped in it, so don't even worry about that. But she always makes these great values, so it's like, oh, I'm going to get the auto ship. And quite frankly, most people do that. In fact, it happened last night quite quickly, as a matter of fact. But again, if you're looking for a great machine, you've got an old hand crank one, maybe you're brand new to crafting and you're really getting into it. I'm so excited because I have so many people joining our new crafting group, and we do have a lot of beginners, and they're like, wow, what should I do? Well, this is a great opportunity because if you're going to get dies, and if you love your embossing folders, and maybe you're just exploring the idea of being creative, you've got to have a great machine to do it, and this one is going to be your best value ever on the machine. And when you really think about it, when it hits retail, it's going to be $329 without access to the club membership.
Exactly.
And you know what? And I have to tell you, the club membership is worth its weight in gold because you really can learn how to use the machine, how to maximize it, and so many creative ideas you guys come up with.
Do you know what I think it is as well? We learned this when we did, when we did our Academy of Colour. Can you remember the Academy of Colour we did last January, right? We have thousands and thousands of people, and do you know what they do? They take the day off work. When it's time to do the classes, they want to take the classes live and people are taking the day off work, okay? And what we found is people want to go slow. I do loads of education on YouTube and everything like that, Suzanne, and honestly, I'm not the best person in our company to do this because I can't help myself. I go at the speed of light in everything. I'm just one of them people, I go at the speed of light. You're not just getting me. You're getting Leanne. Leanne has done the first video. It's nearly an hour long. She just, everything I've tried to rattle through in 10 minutes, she takes an hour to explain how this works, why the plates are this material, how that's going to make a difference to the performance, what's the upgrades in the motor, what are the upgrades in the gearing that's going to make a difference to your life. She's going to talk about that optical sensor and what that's going to mean real life for you. Then you've got Craig, who's one of our teachers. Craig comes on, it's Craig who's on this one here actually, and he's working with, straight away, working with your Gemini machine. Craig's brilliant at being able to show people, this is how we're going to do this. Let me walk you through this car. The designs he comes up with are brilliant, but it's the way that he explains it, the way that our team try and impart the knowledge on what to do. That's what you've got access to. And bear in mind, immediately there's going to be all of the people who've got the Today Special, they're going to be in that club. The club doesn't open to the general public, the ones who have to pay their $50. That doesn't open until later in the year when the machine's launched. So actually you're getting this access early before anybody else. So it says there how to join. It takes you to a special new website, Gemini Machine website. You'll go to the website, you'll pop your serial number in, which is on the bottom of your machine, and it'll pop up and it'll go, oh yes, we see that you've bought your machine is this day only on HSN, so your $50 that you're paying for the club now gets credited off and it's free of charge.
That's great.
So you then get to be in the community, you get to be doing these classes. And like I said, the first class I do, the first tutorial that I pre-recorded last week was, what plates do we do if we're die cutting into a tin can?
Yep.
What plates do we use if we're die cutting multiple layers of fabric? What about if we're doing a cut and emboss folder? What about if we're doing 3D embossing? What about if we're embossing onto leather? What about if we're doing an intricate die? When do we use the metal plate? When do we not use the metal plate? This is all of the stuff that people want to know and understand to get the most out of the machine. All I will say is, if you've never owned a die cutting machine before, you've never owned an electronic, you've maybe owned a manual hand crank, you can see most of the shows that we have today, Suzanne, I would say almost every hour has had some form of die cutting in.
Yes.
It is the leading craft within the field of papercraft, right? We have sold over 350,000 Gemini machines. It is the machine that every crafter either already owns or aspires to own. The difference is now we've upgraded it. We've given it all these bells and whistles. It's got this sleek, kind of sexy new format to it. It's got the wings. It's got the media stand. It's got those incredible glide feet on the bottom, which means you bring the machine to you. You don't go to the machine and where it's at. No, no, we're in the 21st century. We're bringing the machine to wherever it is we're working on our work surface, and you're going to be in that club with the thousands and thousands of other crafters getting your machine, learning how to use it, and bear in mind, you're doing all of that months before anybody else in the world is getting their grubby mitts on it.
And you're doing it at the better price. You're definitely getting the better price. It's done just for us. This is absolutely exclusive to HSN, so you got to shop with us. Sarah, I love you so much.
Awesome.
I know you're back with Adam in a couple hours,
I'll be
right?
back with Adam at 10 o'clock.
All right, we'll see you then, my love.
You
too. Oh my gosh, can I tell you, our show is so jam-packed. All right, come over with me. Hey, by the way, we want you to try out our HSN card. Why? Well, because it's an awesome way to shop with us. And right now, if you apply for the card and you are approved, you're gonna save $40 in the first purchase. So would that be a good time to pick up? Yep, our new Gemini. Wouldn't that be neat? All right, we're gonna stick around because we've got a lot more coming up, but I do want to mention tonight, well, every Tuesday night, we're now going into our third year. It's our third season. We have a Tuesday night Facebook-only crafting show. Now, tonight, because I'm on the air, it's going to be at 9:30. As a part of that, we have this amazing group. It now has 5,300 member Crafting Cuties strong, and I'm so proud of it, and everybody's showing what they do, and we help people. I try to answer a lot of questions. I post my creative stuff, so please join the club and join me tonight for our Facebook Live show. That'll be at 9:30. More